So just yesterday, we made a video talking about these wild accusations on Dr. Disrespect. The rumor is that he got removed from Twitch permanently because he was sexting a minor to meet them at TwitchCon. I made a video giving my thoughts on it, and I did say that I believe that you are innocent until proven guilty. However, these are some very strong accusations, so we need to take them serious. But it seems like there's a lot of inconsistencies, especially with these accusers out there, and it's just a mess overall. Ultimately, we don't know the truth behind any of this situation. But when you have former Twitch employees coming out saying that they knew about it for years already, that's where things kind of get a little sus, in my opinion. They knew about it for years, yet nobody said or did anything, and 4 years went by, and Dr. Disrespect continues to get huge major brand deals. Something's not adding up here, and I'm not a fan of cancel culture by any fucking means, especially if you're making false accusations, because trust me, that side of the equation, the woke, progressive side, is kings of trying to cancel people, kings of trying to make false accusations, and I'm just not a fan of it all around. And people have done some digging into these Twitch employees that are saying things, and we're going to talk about that as well. So I just want to clarify. I do not think that Dr. Disrespect is guilty. If he does eventually get found guilty, that's because of our justice system. That's because people looked into it. They did their research. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a judge. I'm not a jury. I'm not here to sentence anybody. But from what I'm seeing here, there's just not enough evidence out there to support this claim. So that's where I stand on it. Now, one person in particular is not too happy about this, and we'll get to that. That is Keemstar. He responded to Dr. Disrespect's second response. So Dr. Disrespect had a response that was, I believe, tone deaf in nature. He said no wrongdoing was found, or no wrongdoing was basically he didn't address the allegations, and didn't sit well with people. I talked about it. You could go and look at that video, what it was. So anyways, he made a new reply right here saying, listen, I'm obviously tied to legal obligations from the settlement with Twitch, but I just need to say what I could say since this is the fucking internet. I didn't do anything wrong. All this has been probed and settled. Nothing illegal. No wrongdoing was found, and I was paid. Elden Ring, Monday. So there he goes. He comes out, says nothing's illegal. No wrongdoing was found. I was paid. I'm fine with that. Okay, his first response, it kind of was like a big yikes. When he was like, no wrongdoing was found, instead of just saying, hey, I didn't do anything, I didn't touch to a kid. That was my point. Because if I was facing some accusations, I would just come out right and say it. Now, there is speculation that, yeah, there's a settlement that happened, and as a result of the settlement, there's been NDA signed. People can't go into detail about what's happened or what's been addressed. There's only certain things that he could say. So I'll give him that. I'll give him the benefit of a doubt. I'm going to lean towards he's innocent, and this is a good enough statement, and I'll tell you why in a minute when we go through everything. But Keemstar, you can see the first reply right here. Says, bro, why won't you say I was not talking to a minor trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon like what was alleged? Which, on paper, a fair comment, but in all honesty, if he signed an NDA or anything came, he doesn't have to say anything beyond what he just said. And it's not to cover up that he's a pedo. It's not to cover up that he's guilty. This thing is settled. It's done. They moved on from it. People can't talk about stuff if they reach a settlement. That's the law. Okay, I don't know. I can see where you're going, Keemstar, with this, but it's the fucking law. He can only say so much. His hands are tied legally through something that both sides of the equation, Twitch and Dr. Disrespect, agreed on. Is there a lot of weird sus stuff with this situation? Abso-fucking-lutely. But when you have employees making these accusations out here without proof, like I said, we can't really do much unless there's something come out here. So I guess this just didn't sit well with Keem. But people are basically saying, you know, he literally just said that, and Keem's disagreeing. He did not say that. Because he doesn't need to, laugh him out loud. You have nothing in the doc. His settlement with Twitch won't allow him to specifically say that, but him saying I did nothing wrong covers that. Why don't you ask Twitch what they got going on? If there was a crime committed, why didn't they report it to the police? Maybe they're also at fault. V. Cruisin says, isn't that illegal? He said that he didn't do anything illegal. Can you read? Didn't you date like a 19-year-old though? So people are giving Keem, I guess, for his shit that, his girlfriend is much younger than him. She's an adult woman, and that's a whole different discussion here. This has nothing to do with Dr. Disrespect. I will say that once you start trying to insult somebody when they're giving an opinion or a statement, like him asking Dr. Disrespect, why don't you just go ahead and say this? Once you start insulting people, guys, on a personal level, I think that loses all credibility unless the gloves come flying off from the end that you're criticizing. So people are just saying, dude, he can't talk about it. And he's kind of getting roasted a little bit, but this didn't settle with Keem. This wasn't enough. He made a clip, and we're going to watch this clip right here. He's talking about it, and he has some interesting takes on here. I did reply saying, what I don't get is Twitch employees say they have known for years. What the fuck? That's not me saying that Dr. Disrespect is guilty. I'm saying the exact words of these Twitch employees were, we've known this for years, and somebody else said they've known it for a couple years. Even Destiny said that his sources say they've known. If you guys known and something illegal was done, why is there a cover-up? That leads me to believe that there's nothing illegal, that Dr. Disrespect isn't guilty. Okay? So you can say you've known all this shit. It's all speculation and rumor. Anyways, let's watch this clip by Keemy Dreamy Keemstar.
This Dr. Disrespect story is absolutely infuriating, all right? An ex-Twitch employee comes out and says that Dr. Disrespect was whispering to a minor and making plans to meet up with that minor at TwitchCon.
So that's from the Twitch employee. My question is, if he has evidence of this, show it. And there's no evidence. So as far as I'm concerned, Dr. Disrespect is still innocent. But let's continue.
And that's why he was banned from Twitch. And then went on to say that he's a piece of shit and his friends are a piece of shit and all that. Dr. Disrespect responds by saying, hey, look, I was found to have done nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong, all right? He comes out with another statement. I did nothing wrong. Dr. Disrespect is not responding to the allegation. The allegation is that he whispered and tried to make plans to meet up with a minor at TwitchCon. That is.
So I see what he's trying to say here, or what he is saying, actually. He's responding to the allegation, which at the end of result, I guess, of it, nothing was wrong. I guess Keemstar wants him to directly respond to the allegation. Like, hey, the rumor is you were sexting a minor on Twitch Whispers. Did you do it? And he wants Dr. Disrespect to literally say, I did not sext a minor on Twitch Whispers. That's what he wants, instead of there was nothing illegal going on. To me, you're held under a settlement. There's certain clauses, certain policies, certain restrictions. Keemstar, he can't do that. Now, I don't know if this is him trying to get a story, trying to get something set up. We all know he's about entertainment, so it's possible. But I think to a small extent, he has a point here. But Dr. Disrespect doesn't owe anybody anything beyond what he said, because we honestly don't know what he's held legal to or restricted against. So let's continue.
That is the allegation from the ex-Twitch employee. He's not responding to that. When he's saying, I did nothing wrong, he's referring to the settlement. He did a settlement.
I gotta admit, I love when Keem does these living room and garage videos, just because when he gets so overly exaggerated, he's hilarious. Like when he's like, the settlement. It's like, he's hilarious. I love you, Keem.
With Twitch, after suing Twitch, and Twitch countersued him, I believe, and they settled out of court agreeing with mutual statements that both parties did nothing wrong.
See, so he even answered his own question, though. They both agreed, both mutual parties agreed, nobody did nothing wrong, so they can't talk about it. Now, again, if there's something in the settlement that says he can't address the situation, which I found a tweet that we're going to talk about here later that's an interesting conspiracy theory on the whole situation. Again, we know nothing about it, but there could be something in the settlement that says, hey, you can't say anything about this situation. And we'll talk about that in a minute.
That's a lawsuit. That doesn't represent what actually took place at all. Doc isn't responding to the actual allegation. All he's saying is, I did nothing wrong. We would have to have some type of definition from Dr. Disrespect. What do you mean by wrong? Is messaging a minor wrong? All right? Is like, you would have to, like, do you see how many layers?
So he's basically wanting Dr. Disrespect to go into complete detail, because I guess he suggested that Dr. Disrespect could be saying a loophole, like, hey, it's not illegal to message somebody that's underage. And I guess technically when you're avoiding by saying sexting or messaging, it is two different things, right? I don't know if that's what he's trying to imply, that, you know, if he's not coming clean about whether he sexted somebody is what Keem's trying to say.
Here's an illegal mumbled bumbo and jumbo that's happening here. He's not responding to the actual allegation. And all these people online are like, look, Doc's innocent. See, he said he did nothing wrong. He's talking about the fucking settlement. He's talking about the goddamn settlement with Twitch. He's not actually responding to what is being alleged. God, this is infuriating. It's so infuriating. Doc, give a real response to the allegation.
So he wants him to go into a full detailed response. Like I said, if there's any ounce of truth to this, it is fucking weird that Twitch would be covering it up. So I think both sides are basically just forced to be mouth shut on anything. You're not going to get a, hey, I wasn't sexted a minor out of anybody. Now, funny enough, Quartering, who doesn't care for Keemstar, responded to this as well, this situation, in a different manner, a complete different manner, which I think I'm more inclined to lean towards. He says, this is not the tweet of a guilty man. I hope Dr. Disrespect sues that dude into oblivion. And yeah, you're right. This is a much better response from Dr. Disrespect. Like, I was like, okay, I could get behind this one. Now, here's something that was uncovered by the person making this accusation that he was sexting minors. So the former Twitch employee who said Dr. Disrespect was caught sexting a minor had previously been using this information in an attempt to sell tickets to his shows. Disgusting behavior. So Coney Connors, you can see on this graphic right here, he got banned because he got caught sexting a minor in the then existing Twitch Whispers product. He was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon. The powers that could read in plain text. Case closed, gang. Now, again, that's a big accusation with no fucking proof. Where's the screenshots? Where's emails? Where's a statement from Twitch? Where's I guess a log? Don't they have like a report log of bans? Where is all of it? Now, you can see on the bottom left right here, this is a different tweet from Cody from back in 2023 saying, listen, if all three dates sell out, I'll tell you why he got banned. And this is for, I guess, he's in a band and he wanted all three of his dates to sell out. So he's basically trying to get people to buy tickets to his shows, and he would give the information in the dirt on Dr. Disrespect. So if this was a real situation where children were involved, where there was minors put at risk sexually, why would a Twitch employee focus on trying to make money from selling tickets to their event? If it was for monetary gain, is it really real, or are you just a lying piece of shit? Now, you can see another one says, gamer friends, if you're on the East Coast, you should come on one of these shows. Slasher's coming to the New York date. That's a 500-person room, and we're like 70% on pre-sale. I'll always act out around Rod. If that show sells out, I'll 100% explain why we banned him during the set. So, children were involved in this, and you're trying to sell tickets to your shows. By saying that you will give the dirt on the whole incident with the rumor of sex in a minor. That makes no fucking sense. No integrity. If you were really serious about protecting children, you wouldn't use it as an attempt to sell tickets to your show. So that's leading me to think that this credibility for this guy is complete bullshit. Complete, utter bullshit. And you shouldn't really take Twitch into consideration anyway. Remember, this is the company that hired somebody that thought they were a deer to be a moderator, like a super mod. And Twitch has always leaned left. They've always leaned left wing. They've always catered towards the woke progressive audience. So you got to remember that, especially when it's somebody that's completely polarizing like Dr. Disrespect. You know, they don't like that. You're making a lot of money. You're popular. Got to get you the fuck off here. Now, Quartering did post another one saying, this is the dude that exposed Dr. Disrespect. I'm sure he's just an unbiased child protector, not a weirdo leftist ideologue at all. And you can see a screenshot. If you're a single woman on a first date with a dude and he makes any negative remarks about Taylor Swift, you just got to dip. That guy is clearly a moron, and you just got to keep it moving because you deserve better. You're like 2 sentences away from him telling you that he loves the police. Just keep it moving, sis. So, of course, a wokey, police hater. I mean, you don't have to love the police, but they're the ones that are over here like defund the police and just constantly shit-talking. But meanwhile, if anything ever happened to Cody, he would 110% call the police and hide behind them. So, typical cop hater here. I think Twitch completely dropped the ball in the situation. In my opinion, if they really had info, if this guy literally knew stuff, where's the fucking evidence instead of trying to tease it to sell tickets to your band, you sick fuck? Now, Nickmercs made this statement. I don't know why I was auto-playing. I guess fucking Twitter, am I right? Nickmercs made this statement. He's a polarizing figure. A lot of people in the LGBTQ community are pissed off at him because of his comments of leave the kids alone that got his skid reboot from Call of Duty. I'm going to tell you this. I don't care who you sleep with, but who you sleep with is your business in the bedroom. I don't need to celebrate your identity. Nobody needs to celebrate your identity. Are you celebrating that I got pussy yesterday? Leaving kids out of stuff, saying leave kids alone, is not spreading transphobia. It's telling people to leave kids alone. Whether you're straight, gay, bi, trans, whatever, leave kids alone. In any kind of inappropriate sexual manner, leave kids alone. And I will stand with that as well. Now, here's the, I guess, Twitter video from Nickmercs. He's talking about the allegations from Dr. Disrespect and all this stuff. This video pissed a lot of people off, and we'll talk about that too as well. But my main thing so far that I want you guys to discover is that there's nothing proven. He's innocent until proven guilty, and Nickmercs is saying the same thing as well. So let's watch it.
Yo, checking in. Look, I opened Twitter. Bunch of my mentions are he, they, she, hate, they, fucking.
They got mad because he was making fun of pronouns, right? That's the one thing that they'll get mad at, but everything else is fair game. They'll call you a racist, bigot, hate, transphobe, homophobe, fat, ugly, incel. They'll call you every insult in the book, but don't you dare insult their pronouns.
I identify as a helicopter. God damn it. And I seen the couple tweets about the doc. I'm as taken back as a lot of you guys are, okay? But the fact remains that these are some crazy accusations. Crazy. Big-time accusations. And until we know more, until we know them as fact, until they've been proven with evidence, what are we talking about? What's anybody talking about? As far as the leave the little kids alone stuff, this doesn't make it any further from the truth. Leave little children out of your shit.
I completely agree. And yeah, innocent until proven guilty. The doc doesn't have any substantial evidence behind him. I mean, where's a screenshot? Where's anything? For Keemstar to be demanding responses to allegations and be direct about it, again, I definitely could see where he's coming from. But Keem, I think you're in the wrong in this. I think you need to understand that there is legal processes, and you have to let the justice system handle it. Unfortunately, Drama Alert and Locale Live aren't the justice system. That's the court of public opinion. And it's easy to get caught up in being like, oh, I'm a content creator. I need content. I need to have something to talk about. I get it. You're about entertainment. But something that's like this is a serious accusation. We need to take it seriously, but it also needs to have the right, I guess, process behind it. You got to trust the process. If his hands are tied legally, you can't try to paint him in a black light. Okay? I think that's something that Keemstar kind of might have missed the mark on a little bit. Now let's continue. After this Nickmercs video, a lot of the LGBTQ people just got completely fucking pissed off about it, and you can see Quarterin talked about saying it's interesting how the trans mafia seized in a coordinated fashion on completely unfounded claims that Dr. Disrespect texted some girl to attack Nickmercs over his stance of protecting kids as if he has anything to do with Doc's story. He really struck a nerve with creeps. Nick said, keep your half-nude man and drag away from children like a year ago, and they're still really angry about it. Makes you think. And yeah, right here, it's because they're straight white men. That's exactly what it is, because they're going against the narrative, the agenda that they want. There's a lot of accusations of them grooming kids, and it's funny, they don't like those accusations that drag queen shows are grooming children in a sexual manner, but they'll be quick to jump out there and accuse Dr. Disrespect of something without any fucking proof. That's where I'm falling out of the situation with. They're losing me on that because there is no fucking proof. And now they're tossing Nickmercs into the equation because of his video response. And here's another banger tweet from Quarterin. Guys, Twitch, famously hemorrhaging money, definitely had proof Dr. Disrespect was a predator. They just paid out his entire multi-million-dollar contract, never contacted police, never published proof. The victim never spoke out, and everything is true. Trust me, bro. And that's right. Why did he get paid if he was sexing a minor? Why was the police never contacted? Why was nothing ever published as far as proof goes? Where the fuck is his victim? Again, I'm starting to lean towards that this Twitch employee's full of bullshit. And yeah, there might be still some legalities and stuff involved with the settlement, but take a look at this. Do you not think that he has an interesting point right here? Why would they fire Dr. Disrespect for no reason? And it's because the nose ring mafia don't like stuff like this. Kotaku right here, hashtag #NKotaku, writing hit pieces on Dr. Disrespect. Right? You go against the grain, they start to piss you off. Now, we have other people giving their thoughts. Melanie Mack says, Twitch is run by a bunch of degenerates. I'm not taking anything their ex-employee has said about Dr. Disrespect seriously unless they provide actual evidence. And I completely agree. I completely 100% agree. Smash JT says, I get people make mistakes, but leaving up a tweet that has been proven to be fake to try and prove your point only makes the entire community hate you. Delete this for your own sake, Andy. And this is a fake Nickmercs tweet where he's mocking Nickmercs, this guy, Andy Cortez. I need proof that Dr. Disrespect sexted a minor. Trans people need to leave our kids alone. What a fucking joke of a human. You can see they put a fake tweet saying stream on Kick. Don't forget the age of consent is 16 in most places. And thankfully, community notes proved that it was fake. But this gentleman still fucking has this fake tweet posted. Fucking scumbag. And you can see there's a couple of wokies in here. No, this just shows exactly what their side's about. These people are just trying to drag people through the mud. If he's willing to use fake tweets, then he should leave it up. It's better for everyone to let us know he's willing to deceive. Kind of funny, sold their soul years ago for Access Media. So these people are calling it out. That guys like Andy Cortez are like, ooh, it's like nobody's falling for you anymore. When you have to resort to fake shit, that's when you know you have no point. That's when you know you have absolutely 0 point. Now, there's other people talking about this. This individual, Jules VR, says, the woke cancel culture vultures are going after the second biggest YouTube streamer who's openly and vocally anti-woke. I never saw that coming. And that's right. They will always gatekeep. They'll always pitchfork. The weaponization of accusations has become an epidemic. You no longer need any evidence to try and cancel people you don't like. And it's been like that, I would say, at least for the last decade. People can make false accusations, make bullshit, make lies. And here's Hunter says, here's the big Dr. Disrespect theory. Now get this. And I kind of read this and I was like, you know what? This is interesting. The only way this all makes sense to me if it's true. Twitch would have only known this was happening if they were reading his private messages. Interesting. So Twitch would have had to publicly disclose that they were monitoring users' private messages in order to outright have evidence of wrongdoing. Oh. says much. So in order to actually know this and have proof, they would have had to have been monitoring his private messages, and they would have had to come out saying that they were monitoring users' private messages without them knowing. So they settled in court for neither to talk about it because it would screw both sides. Doc never sent the messages. Twitch never read them. And here's the other proof right here. Somebody right here, it's hard. Criminal cases don't get settled like that. If Doc was a pedo, they still would have ran the case. Twitch have capacity to say that he has broken contract and to terminate. They also have the ability and responsibility to report illegal activity. The fact that they had to pay doctor and that afterwards no criminal charges were made suggests they lied or just were wrong. So that's the point. If there was literally something here, they would have had to report it. It would have, just not been settled. He wouldn't have gotten fucking paid. So anybody thinking these accusations are real without proof, again, if proof comes out and it shows otherwise, I'll retract it. But right now, he's innocent as far as I'm concerned. He hasn't been proven guilty. Now, here's a tweet from Comment Cop showing, a tweet from Keemstar saying, accusations are evidence. Gets accused. You're accusing me with no evidence. And you can see this is her saying, all the people asking for evidence are coping so hard. If you think Twitch banned one of their top streamers for no reason, with no evidence of his wrongdoings, you're a moron. Leave it to the gamer bros always yapping about protecting children to defend a pedophile. And Tattle Turtle says, where's the evidence, you pedophile? And Keemstar literally self-owns and self-contradicts. You're calling me a pedophile with no evidence. So how come it's a problem when people call you a pedophile with no evidence, but you can call Dr. Disrespect a pedophile? Don't these people see the hypocrisy and everything that they do? I don't think they do. Right? I think Twitch just in general, as far as the staff goes, operates as a cult. They protect their own. They defend each other. They only want progressive, wokey, nose ring mafia people to succeed. They ban people for stupid reasons, but they protect people for even worse reasons. And the fact that Dr. Disrespect got banned with such short notice, no reason out there, there's a lot of settlement and a lot of hush-hush, shows me that he just didn't fit what they wanted. He wasn't woke enough. So now they're smearing him. They're smearing him. This whistleblower was using all this information and stuff to promote their own stuff, to sell out shows, like I pointed out before. And here's another tweet pointing out the same fact. If all 3 dates sell out, I'll tell you why he's banned. Come on. Oh, it's maybe just a joke, Eric. Why don't you think about that? Well, it ain't a joking matter when it involves children. Huh? Did you ever think of that, ladies and gentlemen? No, you fucking didn't. Now, here's another individual that I guess made a fake post trying to farm outrage, showing Nickmercs, showing Dr. Disrespect next to a photo with his daughter. They're trying to make it look like he likes children. And I guess this is from Rat Rara, as they're calling him. You see, he says, deleted my tweet based on the amount of death threats for calling out a pedo. Crazy how this community's changed up when it's someone they like. It's an accusation with zero proof, you dumb shit. You can't just do that. You can't just try to stir up things and make an accusation without proof. It's been over 24 hours since these allegations come out. And where's the stuff at? And you can see people are all joining in, allying against this with the fake tweets. They're saying this ain't looking good for the people attacking them. They're literally making up fake tweets to push their narrative, and some people are blindly believing it without question. Nobody learned shit from the Pro Jared situation. Exactly. And now we got some people that are coping, and I'm going to talk about this, and I'm actually going to talk about somebody that I was friendly with for quite some time, but he's just giving bad takes on this situation. A guy named I'm Brandon said, funny how they're asking about proof about doctor, but would gladly spread misinformation, hateful rhetoric about the LGBT community with no proof. Kiss my ass with that. And Tipster. Oh, Tipster. It's because they're bigots who will defend their own when they are caught in 4K while also pushing hateful rhetoric. So let's forget that kids are possibly involved in this allegation, that there was a minor being sexted in this fucking allegation. Let's just make it about LGBTQ instead, right? What is wrong with y'all's logic? What is wrong with y'all's priorities? It's about the kids. If this was any kind of true stuff that you guys are trying to say he's guilty of, there's a fucking child involved. And you guys are more worried about, hateful rhetoric about the LGBTQ community with no proof. No, fuck off. All right? That is bullshit. That shows me that you guys' priorities, especially I and Brandon's, are backwards. You don't give a fuck about children. You only give a fuck about people celebrating who you sleep with in the bedroom. That's all it's up to. Now, D-Day Cobra says, I don't even watch Dr. Disrespect. I have no strong opinions on him either way, but he seems entertaining. But fuck Twitch. I'll never take anything at face value from anyone working for that company. And I completely 110% agree. Again, that's a company that protects their own. They literally had a person that thinks they're a deer be a mod. Quartering put a big video out there. Here's a tweet, though, that made some good points. He said the Dr. Disrespect allegations are so insanely flimsy, only someone who already hated him would believe them, and that's 110% right. Twitch paid out his full deal. Why do that? Doc sued Twitch, would have got exposed. No police or victim, no proof. 110%. And this whole situation just shows pitchforks are something big. And here's another one right here. So Twitch apparently had direct access to messages proving Dr. Disrespect sexted a minor, and Slasher had access to credible sources to report on this story, but both failed to publicly alert anyone and remained silent for years. Yeah, where's the proof? Again, I think it's just because you guys hated that he wasn't woke enough. Now, Kristen Nark, who I personally don't give a fuck about, and he tried to talk shit and couldn't tag me in any of his tweets trying to talk shit about me, actually did a pretty big own on Keffals, who I haven't really talked about on the channel, but has recently been exposed by Mutahar, SomeOrdinaryGamers, and other people for being a fucking complete weirdo. Said, hey, dumb bitch, before you and Tipster start writing checks your mouths can't cash, remember this clearly. You sponsored a website to provide non-FDA doctor-approved drugs to children, and you both said you don't want to get involved in drama anymore. And you can see this is just Keffals, I guess, trying to rage farm. I like how they always say that the grifters rage farm, but look at this. Dr. Disrespect really said having sex with children, fine, but I draw the line at pronouns, right? Crazy that the guy who streamed a public restroom with children, it turned out to be a pedophile. And, Keffel says many such cases. So they're moral grandstanding about people being creepy and grooming pedophiles with children, but Keffel's literally sent Access, sponsored a website that would provide non-FDA doctor-approved drugs to children. Fucking weird. If it's anything anti-LGBTQ that they could spin and say that it's hateful, they will do it. They will never hold accountability for themselves. And I don't even like Kristen Nark. But this whole situation actually made me agree with something that he wrote. There's no evidence of Doc doing anything with a minor that has been public at all. But Keffals, if you watch Some Ordinary Gamers video, there's lots of documented evidence that she was up to stuff. She has a documented history. But they dare say things about Dr. Disrespect. That's how these people are. They claim that we're all racist, that we're all bigots, that we're all hateful, when they're the ones that spew the most vitriol out there. They're disgusting. Now, I have one more last tweet, and this is from Tipster as well, saying people out there defending Dr. Disrespect while simultaneously parroting anti-LGBTQ plus rhetoric aren't even self-reporting at this point. They're just outright telling on themselves. Yikes. We're defending Dr. Disrespect because everybody in the United States of America has the rights to a fair trial. You don't get guilty just because of accusations. You used to fucking defend this. I mean, your whole thing with Vosh and the whole thing with your lolicon was that there wasn't enough evidence to support calling somebody a pedophile, but you're calling Dr. Disrespect a fucking pedophile with no allegations. How does that work, Tipster? How does that fucking work? And people don't have to like LGBTQ. People don't have to support it. What if I told you that somebody could be like, hey, you know what? I'm not an advocate for LGBTQ stuff. You know, there's a lot of stuff that they do that I don't agree with. But to each their own. Like, you can agree to disagree. Not everybody has to stand for your agenda. Not everybody has to support what kind of weird shit like what Keffals did with the children. And that's all besides the point. The point here is that somebody's being accused of sexing a minor with no evidence. And that's a huge fucking allegation. That's a huge fucking allegation. And there's legalities behind it. And everybody has a right to a fair trial. And again, like I said, if he gets proven guilty, then I'll retract my statements of defending him. Until then, he's innocent until proven guilty. And, you know, that's what I wanted to get across in this, because I did make a video covering about this. And I saw Keemstar's response to it, telling him, you know, acknowledge it. And I think Keem is off base with this. I see where he's going with it. He's off base. All right. There's not enough evidence here to trust Twitch at all with this. Where's it at? This is literally trended the last couple days. There's no evidence out there. No victim. Twitch paid him. As far as I'm concerned, he's innocent. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below. Subscribe if you're brand new. I'll see you on the next one.